Hello and welcome. In this lesson, we are going to discuss about Amazon Inspector. We'll be talking about what Amazon Inspector is, benefits, use cases, and how it works in a typical application environment. Let's dive into it. Amazon Inspector is an automated vulnerability management service. It enables you to secure resources in AWS. Amazon Inspector automatically discovers workloads such as Amazon EC2 instances, AWS Lambda functions, container images in Amazon ECR, and container images within continuous integration and continuous delivery CI/CD tools. Inspector detects software vulnerabilities and unintended network exposure in AWS workloads in near real time. Let's talk about benefits of Amazon Inspector. Amazon Inspector offers the following benefits for your organization: detect software vulnerabilities, manage SBOM exports centrally, prioritize remediation, maximize vulnerability assessment coverage. Let's see each of these benefits. Detect software vulnerabilities. Detect software vulnerabilities and unintended network exposure in AWS workloads such as Amazon EC2, AWS Lambda functions, and container images in Amazon ECR and within continuous integration and continuous delivery CI/CD tools in near real time. Manage SBOM exports centrally. Incorporate security earlier in the development cycles and centrally manage software bill of materials SBOM exports for all monitored resources. Prioritize remediation. Use the Amazon Inspector risk score to prioritize remediation, reducing mean time to remediate MTTR. Maximize vulnerability assessment coverage. Seamlessly scan EC2 instances, switching between agent-based and agentless scanning. Now let's talk about use cases for Amazon Inspector. Amazon Inspector supports the following use cases, which cover needs of a broad spectrum of customers: quickly discover zero-day vulnerabilities in compute workloads, prioritize patch remediation, meet compliance requirements, shift security earlier in development cycle. Let's explain each of these use cases. Quickly discover zero-day vulnerabilities in compute workloads. Automate discovery, expedite vulnerability routing, and shorten MTTR with over 50 sources of vulnerability intelligence. Prioritize patch remediation. Use current common vulnerabilities and exposures CVE information and network accessibility to create contextual risk scores to prioritize and resolve vulnerable resources. Meet compliance requirements. Support compliance requirements and best practices for NIST CSF, PCI DSS, and other regulations with Amazon Inspector scans. Shift security earlier in development cycle. Embed vulnerability scanning in your developer tools and export a consolidated SBOM for monitored resources. Great. Now let's see how Amazon Inspector works in a typical application environment. Amazon Inspector is an automated vulnerability management service that continually scans AWS workloads for software vulnerabilities and unintended network exposure. The diagram is created by Amazon Web Services. It shows the key features of Amazon Inspector and how to use the service. It also shows how Amazon Inspector is integrated with other AWS services. We recommend you read the diagram and get a better understanding of how Amazon Inspector works in a typical application environment. In summary, Amazon Inspector is an automated and continual vulnerability management service at scale. Use Amazon Inspector and keep your environment safe. Meet the compliance requirements at ease. That's all about Amazon Inspector. Thank you and see you in the next lesson.